I am a huge Godzilla fan. Still under 6 foot, and Godzilla is many stories tall. But as a kid, I fell in love with Godzilla because all I could think was I just wanted to imagine Godzilla destroying my school so there would be no school. But I have held on to this Godzilla collection, which is from the, are they calling it what? The Toho Masters or something? What is this? The Toho Master Collection. And what this is these are standard def DVDs. I have held on to these forever. Criterion just released a new set of Godzilla, but guess what? I'm not getting rid of the old set. What's interesting about this is you have these versions. What's included in this old standard def version of these is things like Godzilla versus the Astro Monster, right? And what's awesome about it is they have the US version and the original Japanese version subtitled. And the movies are slightly different. They're not cut dramatically different. The only one that's cut dramatically different is the original Godzilla with Raymond Burr. Many of you may or may not know, but they made this movie Godzilla, right? And the first Godzilla movie, and American International Pictures thought, well, no one's going to like this movie. It only has Japanese people in it. So they thought, well, let's add this character named Steve Martin, played by Raymond Burr. And they inserted all of these, they're not really necessary scenes of Steve Martin, played by Raymond Burr, reporting on Godzilla destroying Tokyo. So when I was a kid and saw that version of Godzilla, I never noticed how badly, like, the film grain doesn't match. It doesn't look like it's shot. But like when I was a kid, didn't notice that at all. Now it really stands out. So included is the American version of Godzilla and the original Japanese version, which is much better. You really don't need the character of Steve Martin. But you do get to see some slight differences in these films, mostly having to do with the subtitling. They just change things in the US versions to make it more simplified, which is fine. With this new Godzilla box set, which is really just incredible. It's the Showa, they're calling it the Showa era, which is 1954 through 1975. In this set, which is in Blu-ray, that some of the movies, they have 2 different versions, but not all of them have them, which is a little bit of a disappointment to me. But what's amazing about this, see, I keep all the inserts. If there's ever an insert that comes with it, I always keep it. So, but the artwork that they have, I'm gonna show you this. So let's get to I'm gonna have to stand and show you this. The artwork is just absolutely incredible. The sort of reinterpretations of the Godzilla artwork. There's some amazing essays here by Godzilla and pop culture experts. The artwork is just inspired, which I think is incredible. And this to me was the golden age of Godzilla. That 1954 through like early 70s was the most awesome version of Godzilla, including Godzilla's Revenge, which was one of my favorites. Because what was weird about that movie was it was the first time. Most of the Godzilla movies, they don't really focus on Japanese culture. So what I thought was cool was you get to see a glimpse of this movie is from the point of view of a little kid who gets kidnapped. And he kind of has to learn courage. And through his imaginary friend, Minya, who is Godzilla's son. Remember? Okay. He kind of gets his courage with his imaginary friend. But you get sort of a glimpse into how people lived in that time in Japan. It was really, I thought it was fascinating to me as a kid because you would never get a glimpse of that. But the presentation in this book is really incredible. Then of course you get all of the discs. Look, if you're as big a Godzilla fan as I am, this is something you're going to pick up without question. But I am not getting rid of my standard def version just because as great as this version is, there are things on this that I want to hang on to. So this is why my collection of Godzilla films is just so diverse. But when are they releasing War of the Gargantuas on Blu-ray? That I want to see.